Me and you, we're a good team together, yeah? Are you on my team or you on our team?
Our team.
Yeah, I'm on the way home now.
I want to fly to this home.
Not this home, but I'll be home like in 2 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours, you know?
I want you to go, but Dad, did you already understand? I don't want you to go to work. I don't want you to go to work.
Okay, I'll go to work, okay.
Don't go to work.
Okay, well, I need to go home, okay. No problem.
Go to our home.
Okay.
Our home. You can stay there.
And we need to go to the playground.
Yes, have it the one next to our house because he did that before we violence yesterday.
Next to our house, yeah.
Let's take New York 135 North.
Sound like a good deal.
I-495
The
West
one next
Queens
to our
Midtown
house.
Tunnel, Queens.
Yeah.
But we need to put on a bathing suit.
Why? In case to get wet, yeah. Okay. What happened? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good afternoon, I should say. On to the next one. On to the next one. It's kind of air conditioning is too cold to wear a shirt. Right, mirror.
Turn left, then turn left on Arundel Street.
Yeah, maybe I get something to eat. Delivery.
Turn left, then turn left on Arundel Street.
Advantage girl. Advantage girl.
NPR. What's wrong with you, America?
What's wrong with you,
It
America?
does reflect you. This perverted, dishonest creep represents you. You theoretically selected her. Unless I'm right and Trump is right. And you didn't.
Exactly.
Please. Please.
Turn right, then turn right.
All of you miserable left-wing swine, stop defending him. Look at Douglas. That
Turn right, then turn right on Stewart Avenue.
sharper the tack or whatever. Go to T2T.org, please. Put in your $11. Help the real people that need help. Our soldiers and sailors. Plus America. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation has been helping America's heroes and their families since 9/11. Hero first responders and service members
Turn
who
right on
serve
Stewart
our
Avenue.
communities and our country. Those who die in the line of duty or catastrophically injured. Veterans who fought for our nation's freedom, only to return home, fall on tough times, come home. Heroes like Buffalo, New York firefighter Jason Arno and his family. Arno was killed while protecting his community, battling a warehouse fire. He left behind his wife and young daughter. In their darkest hour, Tunnel to Towers provided Arno's wife and daughter with a mortgage-free home. The foundation lifted a financial burden, enabling them to stay in the home where they made memories with their hero. Join Tunnel to Towers on its mission to do good. Support the families of America's greatest heroes. The families of fallen first responders like Jason Arno, plus Gold Star families with young children, catastrophically injured service members, homeless veterans. Donate $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T, the number 2T.org.
This is New York's talk leader, the crown jewel of talk radio. WABC New York and 107.1 WLIR Hampton Bays. News first at 59 past the hour. 77 WABC News starts now.
In a quarter of a mile, stay to the left to Cherry Avenue.
Chime time is 4:58 and sunny this Tuesday, April 22nd. Good afternoon. I'm Liz Radabali. Continue to rise on campuses across the country as student demonstrations take over. Throughout the last Wednesday, when Columbia University students tents on the school's south lawn, what they call the DACA Solidarity Campus.
Use the left lane to stay to the left to Cherry
Other
Avenue.
schools in the city like NYU and the New School. Last night, police arrested over 150 demonstrators outside of NYU. This morning, authorities built a makeshift plywood wall around the plaza for NYU's business school. Today, White House Deputy Press Secretary Andrew Bates condemned some of the things being said at the student protest.
Like we said, while every American has the right to peaceful protest, we call for violence, and the students and the Jewish community are greatly unconscionable and they have no place on this
As Passover gets underway, many schools have moved to virtual learning to keep students safe. Columbia announced this morning that they will be having hybrid classes for the rest of the semester. Former President Donald Trump is blasting the validity of his trial after the second day of
In a
testimony
quarter of
wrapped
a
up.
mile, turn left on Broadway.
Some said the trial comes from the Biden administration and Democrats trying to keep him off the campaign trail. Earlier, witness for the prosecution, David Kessler, said when running the National Enquirer, he followed Trump's lawyer Michael Cohen to tell a story about an alleged affair with a Playboy model. Prosecution is expected to show the exaggeration that was used again with adult film star Stormy Daniels to cover up Trump's affair with her before the 2016 election. More from that trial, the judge has decided to hold off on making decisions as to whether or not Trump violated his gag order. James Flippin has more.
The trial serves on a $130,000 payment allegedly made to adult film star Stormy Daniels. It was put on pause Tuesday morning so the judge could decide whether Trump had violated the
Turn
gag
left on
order.
Broadway.
Judge Ron Marchand blasted one of the former president's attorneys and said he's lost credibility with the court after the lawyer said
In a
Trump
quarter
had
of a mile,
comply
turn
with
left
his
to
order.
New York
Marchand
135
reserving his
North,
decision
Seaford
then.
Oyster Bay
Former National
Expressway.
Enquirer publisher David Shepherd took the stand. Prosecutors say if Trump made a payment and signed a non-disclosure agreement, it should have been listed as a campaign expense. James Flippin for 77 WABC News.
The Senate is holding a two-vote vote to $95 billion aid package for Ukraine, Israel, and the Indo-Pacific. Now today's package, which cleared the House over the weekend, includes humanitarian relief for Gaza.
Use the left
Also
lane to turn
includes
left to New
legislation
York
for
135 North,
Chinese
Seaford Oyster Bay Expressway.
sell the social media platform or face a ban in the U.S. In your forecast from the Ramsey Mazda Weather Center today, sunny with a high of 62. Tomorrow, more sunny skies with a high of 70. This day it's been sunny outside our Midtown studios. I'm Liz Radabali. Remember, the news for the thoughts at WABCRadio.com.
W WABC.
In 2.8 miles, take exit 13W, I-495 west toward New York.
No biting.
Democrats have to go out of town to find a hotel room. Go and protest there where all of your elected officials are. Start planning now to be in Chicago and protest loudly in Chicago. Peacefully, I say, peacefully, but loudly. Let your voices be heard when the Democrats meet in Chicago. Now, the daughter of Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, and some of you people, by the way, are not nice. I'm not speaking to you protesters right now. I'm speaking to some people on our side. And I say this with due respect and all that, because, I don't want to chastise people on the right, on our side. But I just have to say, there's a small faction of you people that are not nice. The other day, when Ilhan Omar said she was homeless, I suggested that because she was being, thrown out of her Barnard College dorm or whatever, and the poor child said she was hungry and she was homeless on social media, that Isra Percy, that would be the daughter of Ilhan Omar. I don't know how the last name thing works there. The mama's name is Omar, the daughter's name is Hershey. Okay with me. And whatever. Anyway, I suggested that she go to mommy and daddy to get some help. I mean, she's a 21-year-old girl. She says that she is, homeless and hungry. So why shouldn't she go to her mommy and daddy for help? Well, a very small number of you took those comments and ran with it. But they kept saying things like she should go to her uncle daddy. Her uncle daddy. And that phrase kept being repeated. And it's not nice. Her uncle daddy. There's no proof that he's her uncle daddy. And so I just would like to caution people to, unless we have the facts, let's refrain from that sort of thing. I mean, people do believe, and it's been reported, that Representative Ilhan Omar married her brother in order to get into, but no, I have not seen the proof of that. And I don't think anyone else has, we haven't seen 100% verified, yep, that's what happened. So far, this has been a rumor that has been swirling around now for years. So to call the poor girl's daddy, uncle daddy, it's just not appropriate. Yeah. Okay, anyway, the daughter of Representative Ilhan Omar said she and others were sprayed with chemical weapons. Chemical weapons while protesting the Israel-Hamas war in Gaza at Columbia University. Isra Hirsi told PMSNBC on Monday she believes there is some hypocrisy in the way the university is punishing the pro-Palestinian demonstrators when compared to the treatment of counter-protesters. I have not seen counter-protesters occupying the property or vandalizing any of the property. I haven't seen it. Doesn't mean it's not happening. There are no news stories about the counter-protesters doing those things. But Ms. Hirsi says this is 100% targeted. Every single protest that we have, there's a group of counter-protesters that bring all of their items, their flags and things like that. Now, they're not seen as having unsanctioned protests or really receive the kind of disciplinary warnings that many of our fellow organizers receive just for being at those protests. And so there's definitely some hypocrisy here, especially you can kind of see it with the students that were weapons.
Why?
This means to me. I didn't know
I told ya.
that chemical weapons were being used on students.
In half a mile, take exit 36. In 1,000 feet, exit right. Exit right to exit 36. Continue straight for 25 minutes to I-495 west toward Midtown Tunnel, Manhattan.
Other protest news? Google has fired more workers. Google is a place to close. Google fired at least 20 more workers. They got rid of a bunch the other day, almost, I think, 20. They said 18 or 20. Now they came back and they're taking it. Google fired 20 more staffers, including non-participating bystanders. This was that big protest they had on Google. Google's upset that some of these protesters that Google and Israel have, relations with Israel. So they held a no-tech for apartheid rally. They did their little sitting. They were sitting around with their little mask on, like the pandemic was still going on. And Google, I guess they figured it out, masking up. They figured out who these unhappy employees were, and they relieved them of their duties. And now they've come back for a second round of them. Google is sweeping clean. Google also says that they carefully confirmed every single one of those whose employment was terminated was personally and definitively involved in disruptive activity inside our buildings. And they are saying, in so many words, we ain't gonna put up with it. They're done. Fired. Bye. Riddance. See you later, alligator. Don't smile, crocodile. Let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. You're out of here. What's this, Diego? What we got here?
This is Get Back by the Beatles, which on this day in 1969 were number one on the UK chart. And credited the Beatles said,
All the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good afternoon, we're at 64 degrees and sunny now at 420. I'm Larry Mullins, and here's what's happening. Here Adams says NYU and Columbia students don't throw bottles
take up the matter of a $95 billion aid package to help Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. Final step before it goes to President Biden. Federal Trade Commission is sued to block Tapestry's nearly $9 billion acquisition of Capri, a blockbuster deal that would bring together Coach, Kate Spade, Michael Kors, and even Versace. And AccuWeather is cloudy, breezy, and milder tonight with a low of 51 degrees. With news time 421, and from your Mercedes-Benz of Edison.com traffic center now is Rick Wright.
So if you're on Long Island in northern New Jersey, you're really wondering why the roads are all crowded and wondering where everybody's going, well, look at yourself. Seems to be everybody's heading out for Seder around the same time. It's gotten real nasty, especially on Long Island, all over the LA Northern and Southern, ditto in Westchester. A lot of extra traffic, especially on the Hutchinson River Parkway and in New Jersey. Garden State Parkway between Clark and Clifton, either way, it's just a whole big mess this evening. Westbound side of Route 3, all sorts of slow from the eastern spur all the way on out to Clifton as well. The issue on Staten Island, Richmond Avenue, they haven't put down the smooth asphalt yet, so as everybody transitions onto the rough road on the westbound Staten Island Expressway to Richmond Avenue, that's causing a mess which backs up all the way to Clove Road. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and the tunnels. Citybound Georgia, 15 on the upper lowers, even better. Southbound Henry Hudson and Deegan, better rides out of town. Lincoln, for the most part, you're fine either way. Outbound Holland, it's going to run you about an extra 20. Outbound Covered Roadway and inbound Skyway are slow. Newark Bay is where you go. I'm Greg Rice, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM. And traffic is sponsored by Mercedes-Benz of Edison.com.
Give yourself a fresh start at
Estimated time in traffic, 7
The
minutes.
Ray dealership that's been awarded the 2024 Mercedes-Benz Dealer of the Year in the United States by Cars.com. Experience the Ray Katina way, where customers always come first. Visit Mercedes-Benz of Edison. We will get the latest from the Manhattan Criminal Courthouse on the Trump trial. But first, we want to get those pro-Palestinian protests on the school campuses here in the city. More than 100 people arrested last night, as you know, at NYU. This is during pro-Palestinian protests. Now, you notice I didn't say more than 100 students because the mayor isn't so convinced that it's students who are doing all this. He says you got some outside forces who are just showing up on campus, some bad blankets, fill in the blank, stirring the pot at otherwise peaceful protests, and all of a sudden things get all crazy.
We have identified individuals who don't attend the schools who are on the campus.
So he's getting with the schools along with law enforcement to figure out who these folks are to deal with.
We should address this while it is just a spark. It's not waiting until it's a blazing fire. Who would have thought they were going to wake up and have to deal with an issue as summertime?
Meantime, they're still pushing students to go virtual with their studies to avoid any campus shenanigans and until, they get a handle on these protests. We invite you to stay with 1010 Wins for the very latest. Down at the Manhattan Criminal Courthouse now. A backlash before the battle, you might call it. The judge overseeing the hush money trial with Donald Trump spending part of the day listening to the lawyers duke it out over Trump's use of his social media pages, with one side saying defendant Trump is violating a gag order to keep witnesses' names out of his mouth, and Trump's lawyer saying he's only responding to critics against him. The judge is yet to rule. Meantime, the second day of testimony stepped off.
They were friends. Now David Pecker was testifying against Donald Trump under subpoena for prosecutors who claimed the men conspired to buy the silence of people who were peddling scandalous stories about the Republican nominee in the weeks and months before the 2016 presidential election. Pecker described the inner workings of the National Enquirer. He said the publication usually pay between $250,000 and $10,000 on that, paying a Trump Tower doorman $30,000 to bury what turned out to be a false claim regarding an illegitimate child fathered by Trump. He later shut down Karen McDougal's claims of an affair with a $150,000 catch and kill fee. Juliet Papa, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Court resumes Thursday morning. 6 firefighters hurt today while battling a big fire in Bensonhurst. The flames broke out about 1:15 at a building on 71st Street. FDNY Chief of Fire Operations Sean Esposito says the blaze quickly spread to the building next door. Good news is that all the injuries to the firefighters appear to be minor. FDNY saying 5 were taken to a local hospital. 1 was treated there at the scene. No injuries to any residents, by the way. The cause of that fire is still under investigation tonight. With news time 426. And now Bloomberg Money Watch. Here's Andrew Lozette.
Wall Street had a great day. Second
great day so far this week. Dow rose 0.2%, 264 points. NASDAQ up more than 1.5%, 245. S&P 500 up more than 1%, or 60 points. Slowing electric vehicle demand has caused rapid deceleration for Tesla so far this year. The company's earnings show bigger than forecast drops in both profit and revenue for the just finished quarter, and that's the third quarter in a row that's happened. Stride giving its fortunes a jump start. Tesla says it's moving up the timeline to build more affordable models from late next year to early next year. Mattel has tried to come up with an encore to its huge 2023 for the Barbie brand, thanks in large part, of course, to the hit movie. And it may have one. Hot Wheels were hot in the just finished quarter. Sales of its toy cars almost made up for the inevitable drop in demand for Barbie merchandise. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. Amanda Rodin, 10 wins on 92.3 FM.
Hi, Drew, and now this message. Don't just live with foot pain. Find the Good Feet store nearest you at goodfeet.com. When's news time? 4:27. Please help remove toxic supervisors and managers at Kingsborough. Listen carefully. Your help is needed.
I am a 15-year veteran living with the state. This is my first time I'm experiencing this kind of issue of feeling fear.
That is the voice of a state worker at Kingsborough Psychiatric Center who is fearing retaliation for speaking out about the toxic work environment there. The New York State Public Employees Federation invites the community to a day of action on May 1st to deliver a message to Kingsborough. Stop workplace bullying. Look for the crowd outside Kingsborough, located at 685 Clarkson Avenue at 11 a.m. on May 1st. Keep New York Union strong. Paid for by the New York State Public Employees Federation.
If your home or business isn't giving you the joy it once did, it's time for a refresh. Contact your local CertaPro painter and put the power of home to work for you. That's CertaPro's power of doing the job right, on time,
running
on
around like
and
a
the power of
fool,
serving
sword
experts
in
with
the
the skills
face,
to refresh, rejuvenate, and reinvigorate your home or business. Get your project started today at CertaPro.com. The power of pro.
Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey, Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're headed to the airport, right?
Yes, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LIMO for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LIMO for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LIMO.
Renewal by Anderson's special door and window combo ends April 30th. Buy any window, patio door, or entry door and get the next one 40% off with a minimum purchase of 6 units. And pay nothing for 1 year. Call 1-800-705-7100.
Tuesday night, let's see if we're living right here. We've got increasing clouds, breezy and milder. Might be a little shower north and west of here, a low of 51. Guess we're doing okay. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, quite breezy with a couple of showers around. Might be a rumble of thunder in the afternoon. On the way to a high of 68 right now. 64 degrees in New York Central Park. Good afternoon, I'm Larry Mullins. When's news time? At the tone, 4:30.
Good afternoon, I'm Lori Madden, and it's been one beautiful day to be in Central Park. The Woolman Rink will soon feature new permanent pickleball courts.
14 courts will add up to 182 hours of play per day. I ran into Janet Cohen, Jeannie Height, Sheila Phelan, and Stephanie Soror at the 34th Street Hudson River Park pickleball courts.
We all started taking lessons back in September.
For them, pickleball has led to friendship.
Love it. These are my buddies. Did you guys meet? Yeah, we met at pickleball. Yeah, lessons at the 92nd Street Y.
Where it just
Watch
so
out.
happens they work
Construction on road
together
ahead.
and became friends.
I think the beauty of it is you can pick it up quite easily.
They say they'll try those Woolman courts, which serve up to 8 players and will be open May 1st. Mike Rosenberg, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM, Hudson River Park.
Which is time 4:31. Time for expanded traffic and transit. Here's Greg Wright.
Now, here is what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The city-bound side of the Midtown Tunnel is a bit slow, but it's the Queens-bound side
side of the Midtown Tunnel, where we're looking at a whole lot of extra traffic right now. We may have a breakdown or a crash inside the outbound Midtown Tunnel. If you can get to the Williamsburg instead, you should. It's a whole lot easier. Citybound George, good enough to the upward lower. Southbound Henry Hudson, and to an extent, the southbound Deegan, best of it out to George. Lincoln's about an extra 15 in the outbound side of the Lincoln Tunnel right now. Not seeing too much trouble. The outbound Holland is about an extra 15 home. It's the outbound covered roadway and inbound Skyway where they really get to Newark extension. It's going to be a whole lot better. And through the suburbs, if you're thinking, why does this traffic look different than all other nights? You're not wrong. You got a whole lot more traffic throughout the suburb side, especially on Long Island and North Surface. They're in the middle of paving the westbound Staten Island Expressway, but they're only halfway done. So you got to deal with the rough road surface westbound for Richmond Avenue, and that's what's throwing everybody for a loop. And if you're in a jam, call the Barnes Firm traffic tip line at 844-JAM-1010. That's 844-JAM-1010. Traffic is sponsored by the Barnes Firm. I'm Greg Wright, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
I'm attorney Rich Barnes. If you've been in a car crash, choosing the right firm is crucial to get the help you need and the best result possible.
Watch out, construction on road ahead.
AccuWeather 4-day forecast here is meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Lori, a lot of sunshine still overhead right now, but some high clouds starting to move into western parts of New Jersey and portions of the Hudson Valley, and clouds will continue to increase as we head into tonight. And eventually those clouds will take an opportunity to see a shower toward daybreak, especially north and west of the city. Low tonight around 49. Then as we head through tomorrow, a breezy day with clouds and some sunshine. There will be a couple of showers, perhaps even a rumble of thunder. Tomorrow's high around 69 degrees. That breeze will diminish early tomorrow night, then the sky will clear. It will turn colder. There will be some frost in the suburbs later tomorrow night. A low temperature around 39, but some of the coldest suburbs will be closer to 30. And then cool Thursday despite sunshine, high 59. Remaining cool into Friday despite a good deal of sunshine, high 61. And now the allergy alert forecast sponsored by ENT and Allergy Associates, ear, nose, throat, and allergy care close to home. Tomorrow's outlook is high, with trees being the predominant pollen. 59 degrees, we have a sunny sky right down Midtown. We're going down to 49 tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station. 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
Need to hire quality candidates fast? You need Indeed. Our video interview tool makes it easy and effortless to meet with candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Wednesday time, 4:34. The Senate has voted overwhelmingly to move ahead with $95 billion in war aid to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. The vote to end a filibuster drew support of 80 senators this afternoon. A final vote could come tonight. A Majority Leader Schumer wants this over the finish line quickly.
I ask my colleagues to join together to pass the supplemental today as expeditiously as possible. Send our friends abroad the aid they have long been waiting for. Let us not delay this. Let us not prolong this. Let us not keep our friends around the world waiting for a moment longer.
Minority Leader Mitch McConnell has been behind this measure and blasted members of his own party who opposed the package. Meanwhile, the UK is ramping up aid to Ukraine.
British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak confirming the UK will provide an additional $650 million to Ukraine.
We don't deter Russia in Ukraine. All we're going to do is embolden Putin to go even further and indeed embolden other adversaries around the world.
Sunak also announced the UK will increase defense spending to 2.5% of national income by the year 2030. Though with his Conservative Party trailing in the polls, it's not clear if he'll be around to keep that pledge.
Correspondent Vicki Barker, Wednesday time 4:35. The city of Baltimore is filing a claim against the owner of the container ship that rammed into the Francis Scott Key Bridge.
The lawsuit alleges negligence by the ship's owners for leaving the port of Baltimore without fixing known power problems. City Councilman Zeke Cohen.
This is about Baltimore uniting together, standing strong amidst this tragedy, and making sure that people are held accountable that played a role in it.
The collision brought down the bridge and killed 6 construction workers.
In 3 miles,
Baltimore is
stay
seeking
to the
a
left,
jury trial.
I-495 west toward
Correspondent Tammy
Midtown Tunnel,
McCormick. A
Manhattan.
would-be fashion merge is causing a clash with the government. Handbag Giants coach and Michael Kors are trying to tie the financial knot.
Your favorite handbag.
The companies that own each brand want to enter into an $8.5 billion merger, but the FTC says, nah, not happening, and they're suing to stop the merger. They say these two companies as one would give them too much power in the market, plus it'll negatively impact employees' salaries and their benefits. The Handbag Giant says the FTC
doesn't understand the marketplace or how people shop. Correspondent Cooper Lawrence, Wednesday time 4:36. Travis couldn't spike the ball against Team Taylor. 10-10 wins. Entertainment is next. Patriots, the red-hot new play from the creator of The Crown, has just exploded onto Broadway, and the Chicago Tribune calls it a gripping, juicy drama, with director Rupert Gould adding Broadway pizzazz. Peter Morgan knows how to tell a good story, cheers the rap. Michael Stuhlbarg and Will Keane shine as a kingmaker and his creature, says the New York Times. Adding Patriots offers a lesson. There are moments when evil can be redirected or sidelined way too long, and you could lose your chance. Don't miss yours. Get tickets now to this limited engagement at patriotsbroadway.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Wednesday time 4:38 now. 10-10 wins. Entertainment. Take a seat, Travis. Taylor came out on top at the Webby Awards. Taylor Swift beating out her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, in the same category, Best Creator or Influencer Collaboration. Taylor won for her collab with Vodop, or Kelce was nominated for his collaboration with the Cheesecake Factory on Fashion Icons. Diamonds earns Rihanna a diamond. 12 years after its release, the hit track has reached diamond certification, accumulating 10 million equivalent song units. Blink-182 and Gwen Stefani will be the headliners at the South Star Festival in Huntsville, Alabama, September 28th and 29th. Beck, James Addiction, Goo Goo Dolls, and Ludacris are also on the bill. Wednesday time, 4:39.
Do you have bad credit but need a new car? Do you have trouble getting a car loan for any reason? Call Credit Solutions, a division of Hudson Hyundai. It's easy to apply right over the phone, no matter your credit path. Hudson Hyundai can help. Call 800-951-4221. That's 800-951-4221. You can drive a new Hyundai with just $68 down. Like a new Tucson, only $68 down. A new Palisade, just $68 down. Even an all-new redesigned Kona, only $68 down. Drive home today. Hudson Hyundai will help with any credit situation. Call 800-951-4221. That's 800-951-4221. And all new Hyundais done with Hyundai Assurance and America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Call Credit Solutions for a pre-approval today. 800-951-4221. That's 800-951-4221 or HudsonHyundai.com. Payments will vary. Credit to vary. Best approval. See dealer 42.
The 10-10 Win Small Business Challenge is back, and that means you could win 10 grand for your small business. Get the info at 1010wins.com/challenge.
The news watch never stops. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
In half a mile, use the left 3 lanes to stay to the left. I-495 west toward Midtown Tunnel, Manhattan.
Has identified outside agitators at the pro-Palestinian protests on campus and will be sharing that information with schools. Students and faculty walked out of class at NYU this afternoon in protest of last night's arrest, as prosecutors asked the judge to hold Donald Trump in contempt of court. The jury in the Manhattan criminal case hears about the alleged Trump Tower conspiracy to pay off
Stay
the
to the
porn
left.
star.
I-495 west
Not
toward
just making
Midtown
the
Tunnel,
grade, some are
Manhattan.
tops in a new national ranking. It was music to Beatles fans' ears, and now a famous instrument with a signature sound is hitting the auction block this week. On Wall
Stay
Street,
to
the
the
Dow
left.
closed up
I-495 west
263 points,
leads
the
Midtown
Nasdaq and
Tunnel,
S&P
Cars Lane.
also surging. 10-10 wins Accu, others is cloudy and breezy tonight.
Winds on 92.3 FM.
Mayor Adams says the NYPD has identified outside agitators who are not students at Columbia or NYU who have caused issues amid the pro-Palestinian protests.
We know that we have acknowledged and saw across the country there are people who come and have nothing to do with the issue, and they want to aggravate. Now, if those police officers didn't show a high level of discipline, this could have been an ugly situation.
He says the city is sharing the information with the schools.
We're going to use intel the best we can. We're going to tell universities to use their security personnel to make sure that people who don't attend their schools are not coming on their campus. We're going to be as informative as we possibly without crossing the line to make sure the security personnel at the schools prevent those from coming on the campus who are not there. If you're not there for education, then why are you there? You can't be there for disruption.
130 arrests were made at NYU last night, and this afternoon, students and faculty walked out of class in support of those who were arrested and against the war in Gaza.
Some students arrested last night channeled their anger at the police. Junior Anusha Anjam said the arrests were uncalled for.
There is hatred on both sides, and I think that is horrible. I completely detest that. But pushing students to the ground when they
turn right on Van Dam Street, then turn right to
The university said in a statement the police were called in when outside agitators breached barriers that had been set up around the encampment. Natalie, a first-year student who wore a Star of David and a T-shirt that read "Bring Them Home," said she felt very unsafe.
I was called a dirty Jew. That made me feel threatened.
To prevent a return of the tent city, the university has put plywood around the plaza at the business school.
Turn left to I-495 West Midtown Tunnel, toll toward Manhattan.
Uptown at Columbia, pro-Palestinian protesters continue their encampment on campus.
With media access still very limited here into the quad area where hundreds are still sitting on the lawn, some in tents, Columbia has ramped up their private security inside. The NYPD still circling around the outside, ready for anything. We did hear from Jonathan Ben Menachem, who's a PhD candidate who's been taking part in the protest. He says they don't want confrontation with police or other students. They want Columbia to hear them.
The encampment organizers and the broader CUAD coalition have been very explicit about not engaging with counter-protesters and being generally against bigotry and hate.
Now, how long they'll be allowed to stay on this quad area is unclear. Classes.
Nassau County, eastbound LI east of Glen Cove Road. This is a big crash involving a tractor trailer, and it doesn't look like any cops are there yet. You got the right lane out on the eastbound Long Island Expressway east of Glen Cove Road. If you are not in a truck, you're on the eastbound Northern instead. Yeah, there's some company from North Shore Towers heading eastbound. Not as bad as the Long Island Expressway, though. Southern State Parkway all jammed up west from 109 over to the Wantagh, and then again into the Meadowbrook. Eastbound Southern State sluggish from Newbridge Road all the way out past Republic Airport. You're going to see a lot more traffic in the suburbs tonight. Why is tonight different than all other nights? Well, you got a whole lot of people heading for Seder, so throughout Long Island, northern New Jersey, Westchester, and Connecticut, a whole lot more suburban traffic as everybody heads for Seder number 2. Garden State Parkway, you got southbound trouble coming down to the Driscoll Bridge, making a mess out of Clark. Southbound Turnpike, if it works better. And the Belt in Brooklyn, a westbound wreck at the Mill Basin Bridge. Citybound George, good enough. Cross Bronx, worst of it out of town. Lincoln's about 10 either way. Holland's 15 minutes out of Lower Manhattan. Outbound covered roadway and inbound Skyway are awful. Stay with the Newark Bay. Traffic is sponsored by the Farmer's Dog. From better poops to more energy, when you switch your dog's food to the Farmer's Dog, the effects can feel magical. What sorcery is this? None at all. It's just real food made for the health of dogs. Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/radio. I'm Greg Rice, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here's meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Lori, a lot of sunshine still across the area now, but there are some clouds starting to move into western parts of the area. Clouds will be increasing as we head throughout tonight. So it will be a little milder than the past couple of nights. Low temperature around 49. There could be a shower in spots toward daybreak, especially north and west of the city. And then for tomorrow, clouds and some sun at times with a couple of showers, perhaps a rumble of thunder. It's not going to be raining all the time tomorrow. It will be breezy and pretty mild, up to 69 degrees for a high. Those showers with a cold front that's moving through, and once that front is through, we'll see temperatures really tumble tomorrow night. It will turn out clear. There will be some frost in many northern and western suburbs late, as we'll see a low temperature around 39 degrees. That's in the city, and many suburbs will be closer to 30 degrees. We already have some freeze watches in effect for northwest New Jersey, much of the Hudson Valley and interior parts of Connecticut. Cool on Thursday, lots of sunshine, high 59. There could be some frost away from the city Thursday night, and then a lot of sunshine for Friday, high 61. 59 degrees, and it's sunny right now in Midtown. We're going down to 49 tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station. 1010 winds on 92.3 FM.
Wednesday time, 4:54. George Harrison played on Norwegian Wood. It's hitting the auction block this Thursday. It comes with 2 letters of authenticity, with bids starting at $25,000 at Nate D. Sanders auction. Also up for sale, Keith Richards signed a custom-made guitar that was featured on the Rolling Stones' Some Girls Sessions. Also included with this video of Keith Richards playing this guitar on some of the tracks from the album. Bidding starts at $400,000. 59 degrees now, sunny in New York. Wednesday time, 4:55.
Hey, Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Friday, May 3rd, when the Yankees take on the Detroit Tigers and receive a great promotional giveaway. It's Yankees Tumbler Night. The first 18,000 guests in attendance, 21 and older, will receive a Yankees tumbler courtesy of Budweiser. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com/tickets. Again, it's Yankees Tumbler Night on Friday, May 3rd, against the Detroit Tigers. Don't miss out. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today.
Collider says BridgeBox has TV everyone should be watching. Stream acclaimed series with powerful performances from Jodie Whittaker, Tamara Lawrence, Bella Ramsey, and Matthew McFadden. Discover new BritBox original series you won't find anywhere else. Like Three Little Birds, Agatha Christie's Murder is Easy, and a new chapter of BAFTA-winning drama, Time. Stream what the New York Times calls the best of British telly, only on BritBox. Start a free trial at BritBox.com.
Wednesday time, 4:56. Now, Bloomberg Money Watch, sponsored by Amazon Hub Delivery. Here's Andrew O'Day.
Big day for Wall Street, now up 264, and that's last week, which was a tough one. It's not a good look for an airline when its stock falls the most since the beginning of the pandemic, but that's what happened with JetBlue today. Shares fell 19% after the airline forecast worse than expected sales this quarter. JetBlue forecasting a revenue drop of more than 10% for this quarter, after having overloaded routes to Latin America with unsold seats on too many flights, especially to leisure destinations. When you hear about customer satisfaction and airlines, maybe you brace for a bad number, but you don't have to this time. The newest travel study from the American Customer Satisfaction Index finds the airline business has risen to an all-time high.
Get a cup of coffee.
Last night. Oh, security's been pretty tight.
Several students arrested by the NYPD on Monday night organized a rally and encouraged others to walk out of class in support. A large crowd filled the middle of Washington Square Park, including Jacob Remus, a professor of history.
Yeah, I know it's baffling because this one has no data, only Wi-Fi.
The Steinhardt School building was closed off yesterday. Students couldn't get to their classes, not because of protesters, but because of cops. That's the disruption.
Right. There were no uniformed police at the rally, but there were several officers guarding campus buildings. Marla Diamond, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM at NYU.
And at Columbia, school officials say they are offering a hybrid option for the rest of the semester as demonstrators continue to be camped out on campus. Now, second day of testimony now in the Trump trial. It's over for the day. They'll pick it back up on Thursday at 9:30 a.m. It was planned that way, but today started out with a big fight between the lawyers over Trump's posts on social media. Prosecutors asking the judge, are you going to stop him from violating the gag order or not? But defense lawyers countered, he's just responding to stuff that's been said about him. Meantime, the judge is like, you all are getting on my last nerve. And so it went.
From sensational headlines to testimony about affairs, jurors got an earful and an eyeful with David Pecker on the stand. The former publisher of the National Enquirer explained how he met with Donald Trump and Michael Cohen to use the tabloid to help Trump gain the presidency.
Pecker describes paying $30,000 to a doorman at Trump's tower to bury what ended up being a false lead that Trump fathered an illegitimate child with a housekeeper. Pecker told the jury the story would have been their biggest since the death of Elvis Presley. Pecker then said the paper was looking into a tip that Playboy playmate Karen McDougal claimed she had a year-long romance with Trump.
Turn right on Van Dam Street, then turn left on Hunters Point Avenue.
The built-in day off for Wednesday. Tomorrow, in this case, they'll start back up on Thursday morning at 9:30. A reminder, 1010 Wins is covering this gavel to gavel. Juliet Papa remaining in the courtroom to cover
Turn left on Hunters Point.
Everything. $100,000 out of the safe. Prosecutors say 34-year-old Louis Mercado forced his way into Gargiolo's restaurant. But authorities say he failed to make a court appearance, didn't show up. He was busy doing something, and guess what it was? He was rearrested a few months later for allegedly burglarizing a nightclub on the Lower East. Hey, Louis, you're busy. Mercado pleaded guilty to grand larceny and bail jumping last month. When you're in the market for a used car, you know the mileage matters. Higher mileage means lower price. That's usually how it works. Two Long Island women facing charges tonight for allegedly rolling back the mileage on the odometers of vehicles they sold so customers would pay higher
In 500 feet, turn right on Borden Avenue. In 500 feet, turn right on Borden Avenue.
Duff, who was the president, quote unquote, of a scheme to defraud and conspiracy. Excuse me. Prosecutors say more than a dozen victims have come forward. 1010 Wins AccuWeather. Tonight increasing clouds, breezy and milder. Might get a little shower out of it late, mainly north and west of here with a low of 51. And then tomorrow, mostly cloudy, quite breezy with a couple of showers around. Maybe,
turn right on Borden Avenue.
A thunder in the afternoon. A high of 68. Madison, our new employee, can you handle it? Okay, she just waved her hand. She's like, easy to me on the radio. Thursday, plenty of sunshine, but cooler. A high of just 59 degrees. I like the best with the newbies. And then Friday, remaining cool with sunshine on the way to a high of 61. We're at 59 degrees and sunny right now in Central Park. This time 5:08. On a serious note, a massive fire in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn this afternoon. Hear about that? FDNY says the flames broke out about 1:15 in the afternoon at a building on 71st. Flames spread quickly, too, to the building next door, bringing the fire up to a 4-alarm. Chief of Fire Operations, John Esposito, said some of his members were injured while responding.
We had 6 minor injuries of firefighters. 5 of them were transported to local hospitals, and 1 was treated on site.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Well, how about that Knicks game, right? Oh, Philadelphia is seething about it. We'll talk about it when we come back after the break. When's news time? 5:09.
Living on the lung transplant wait list. Waiting for the call that could save your life. So we get patients off the wait list 5 times faster than other hospitals, with the highest success rate in New York.
We found the match.
At NYU Langone, the #1 lung transplant program in the U.S. Learn more at nyulangone.org/transplant.
If we don't get any news in this case soon, the chief will have our back. Any ideas? Pieces don't add up. Yeah, we know. I suspect foul play, and we need answers. And that's why we're here. Don't do the crime, but you can't do the crime. Are you just quoting cop shows?
You've arrived at your destination.
I'm an Optimum Tech. When it comes to connectivity, we're experts. Communities rely on us for fiber internet and mobile. You can't do. Optimum.
How you doing?
We're local
It's
and big.
Carlos.
Visit Optimum.com today.
When's news time? 5:10. Traffic and
Turn left,
in 1 minute.
then turn left on Borden Avenue.
John, what's so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months.
Turn left on Borden
Cybersecurity
Avenue.
and the basics of AI, and you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply.
4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Well, Wins family, look like we fooled around here and made it through another day. 9 to 5 crew, this one is for you. Wins News Time 511 from the Mercedes-Benz of Edison.com traffic center now. Greg Rudd.
Now, what's not for you right now is 78 in Jersey, closed
in 700 feet. Turn right on Star Avenue.
78 is shut down either way at exit 55. They're going to force you off 78. There is some police work going on with the overpass in the area. So
red light camera reported ahead.
Closed either way, a local and express over at 55. Start running for 22 instead. It won't be perfect, but it's open, and we can't say that. 478, again, it's closed either way near exit 55. Southbound Parkway in Woodbridge, exit 129. That's a crash en route to the Driscoll Bridge, and that's a crawl out of Clark. Here's what you need to know.
Turn right on Star Avenue.
Citybound side of the George, good enough to the upper and lower. The outbound upper level under the apartments, you got the right
in 800 feet. Turn right on Van Dam Street.
West Side Highway, everything's extra tough. Southbound Henry Hudson Parkway, the best way out of town. Lincoln, we're looking at about 10 minutes in. Outbound Lincoln's all right. Outbound Holland, we're looking at about 15 to 20 minutes. The outbound covered roadway and inbound Skyway are slow. Newark Bay Extension, much better idea. White Zone, still the worst of it either way across the Upper East River. And
turn right on Van Dam Street.
Long Island Expressway at Glen Cove Road, bad wreck involving an 18-wheeler. You got the right lane out, and you've got a mess all the way back to New Hyde Park Road. Traffic is sponsored by Amtrak. I'm Greg Rice, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Amtrak produces up to 83% less carbon emissions than traveling by car or plane. More sustainable travel, just an Amtrak away. Book now at Amtrak.com. Emissions comparisons vary depending on route and locomotive type.
And now, your 1010 Wins AccuWeather 4-day forecast, sponsored by Petro. And here's meteorologist Brian Thompson now with this live report.
Yeah, Larry, starting to see some high, thin clouds moving overhead, but still quite a bit of sunshine at this hour, and temperatures actually coming down a little bit this afternoon. We've been seeing temperatures falling back into the 50s as the wind has been more out of the south and southeast, pulling some cooler air off the water, at least closer to the coast. So we'll have increasing clouds tonight. It's going to be milder than the last couple of nights with a low of 49 degrees. There could be a shower in some spots toward daybreak tomorrow, and there will be a couple of showers scattered around tomorrow, perhaps a rumble of thunder with clouds or breaks of sun. Breezy and a bit milder, high temperature 69 degrees, and it will turn out clearer.
In 600 feet, stay to the left to J.J. Byrne Memorial Bridge.
We'll see a fairly widespread frost develop across many northern and western
Stay to the left to J.J. Byrne Memorial Bridge.
39 in the city, closer to 30 in some northern western suburbs where there are some freeze watches in effect for northwest New Jersey, a good chunk of the Hudson Valley and interior Connecticut as well. A cool day Thursday despite sunshine, high 59, and a cool Friday despite sunshine, high 61. Right now we have 56 degrees. That's a sunny sky in Midtown. We're going down to 49 tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
And even if you're not into basketball and the NBA, folks, you had to give mad props to the Knickerbockers last night. Oh, the ending of that game almost blew my hair back to pull it out again. Back in a moment with details. Wins this time, 514.
For year-round home comfort and energy savings, you need the best HVAC system and service. That's why you need to go with Petro. Right now, Petro has an offer for a new energy-efficient central AC system from America's most trusted brand, Trane, with $0 down and low monthly payments. For expert AC tune-ups and 24/7 emergency repair, go with the local HVAC pros. Go with Petro. Go to Petro.com. Call 844-HVAC-444-822-496 today. Hypertrophic cardiomyopathy.
In a quarter of a mile, turn left on Humboldt Street. In 1,000 feet, turn left.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb.
Wins this time, 5:15. Muhammad Ali, former lawyer, auctioning off hundreds of pieces from his stash, which were signed by the champ.
I have wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail.
Throw thunder in jail. I love it. Paul Jackson is selling more than 300 signed items, in fact. We're talking trading cards, boxing gloves, rare items, and unseen photos collected from him over the years. The Cassius Clay signed boxing ticket from his 70s bout with Oscar Bonavena is considered to be one of the most valuable items. Ali changed his name, a few years later. The auction, which is online, is going on now. It's done by auctionmonthly.com. Tanker met the boxing legend about around 1990 in Michigan, where Ali laid down roots about a decade after he was first placed at the club. Auction is going on now. Well, now, the New York Knicks last night. After the Sixers lost their series against the Knicks, the second game at least, Philly now calling a
Turn left on Humboldt Street.
During last night's game, they specifically took issue with the final seconds in Game 2, and you can hear it here in this clip from TNT. Lost his mind in the last 30 seconds of this game. The Knicks got ahead in those last seconds, winning at 104-101. After the game, Sixers center Joel Embiid spoke to reporters saying there were a series of missed fouls and timeout calls which handed the Knicks the victory.
Everybody on the floor was trying to call timeout, myself included, Nico. And everybody foul out. I think they give it to us, but, there's everybody timeout. There's a bunch of fouls. That's unacceptable.
As it were, Lil Maxey didn't have the ball in his hand when his coach called timeout, and as a result, you can't get timeout. Plus, one of the assistant coaches was blocking the ref's view, so he couldn't see it anyway. We'll see how this all plays out, though, in the next game that they play. But we're up 2-0. 2 games to none. That LA game was good, too. And then across the pond, a kid that screeched his way to victory at the 4th annual European Seagull Screeching Championship.
9-year-old Cooper from Chesterfield in northern England came first in the juvenile category. Judges praised his ability to imitate much of the sound but the body language of seagulls. The overall gold medal went to a Portuguese scientist, with the Dutch and the Belgian entrant placing second and third. Organizers hope the contest creates a little more respect and affection for a species too often described as grass and swing.
Respect the seagulls. How was that? Deja. When's news time? 5:18.
Honey, is our car still under warranty?
No, not anymore.
Sister, you got an extended service plan from Ox Car Care.
Ox Car Care?
In half a mile, turn right on Bayard Street.
If happens to our car, knee brakes, a transmission, AC, or engine problem. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance.
Wait a minute, we pay nothing on the repairs? Ox gets it fixed for us? Free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance? What's the number?
800-270-8132. Ox has a 30-day money-back guarantee and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike other warranty companies. We should call now. 800-270-8132.
The last thing we need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now.
Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-270-8132. Ask about senior and military discounts. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox Car Care. 800-270-8132 or oxcarcare.com.
When people have a craving to explore new and traditional Asian cuisines, they head to P.F. Chang's, where scratch-made dishes come from the 2,000-year-old tradition of wok cooking. P.F. Chang's wanted to explore new possibilities for their website. They turned to AmericanEagle.com. AmericanEagle.com re-architected P.F. Chang's website, integrating multiple third-party systems.
In 1,000 feet, turn right on Bayard Street.
Improved page speed and performance, personalized content based on users' location, intuitive online ordering, an increase in organic search visibility, and a 40% increase in new users. For scratch-made Asian cuisine, visit your local P.F. Chang's or go to pfchangs.com for website design, development, digital marketing, and hosting that produce efficiency, revenue, and results. Visit AmericanEagle.com. P.F. Chang's and AmericanEagle.com. Another example of the best businesses in the world, turning to the best in the business for web
arrived at your destination.
Airport westbound slows from before 110. Getting back towards Eagle Avenue, Sunrise Highway ends up working out better. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and the tunnels. Citybound George, good enough to the upper and lower. Southbound Henry Hudson, that's the best way out of town. Outbound upper level, under the apartments to get rid of a broken down.
And you are here?
Not quick enough. Lincoln's about 10 on the
Okay,
way.
God bless you. Have a good day. Thank you for choosing us. 5-star. Take the time.
78 closed in New Jersey, either way at exit 55. Local and express, it's all shut on 78 in New Jersey at exit 55 for police activity. Day
Police
with
activity.
Route 22 instead. Garden State Parkway, they're clearing a southbound crash coming down to the Parkway. That still has you slow all the way back through Cranford. Traffic is sponsored by Mercedes-Benz.
McGuinness Boulevard.
I'm Greg Wright, 1010 Wins.
Do you know McGuinness Boulevard?
When you think of luxury, think Mercedes-Benz of Edison. When you think of personalized...
Looked it out today over Trump's social media comments. First, more tensions on college campuses here and across the country as pro-Palestine demonstrations continue going up all over the place. Barry weighed in on what's happening in NYC.
Open it, please. This is hard to open it.
Turn right on Manhattan Avenue. Then turn right on Newton Street.
Alexa, set timer 1 hour.
Auto hasn't connected with your phone. I'll keep trying.
Alexa, what time is it?
I couldn't connect with your phone.
It's 5:24 p.m. So
Turn right on Newton Street. In 600 feet, turn right on McGuinness Boulevard. Then exit right.
Alexa, the timer just a minute.
Nachim Shirsis.
Turn right on McGuinness Boulevard. Then exit right to I-278 West, Brooklyn Queens Expressway, Staten Island.
Columbia has ramped up their private security inside, NYPD outside, just in case you are needed. Again, that real question is how long will Columbia allow those students on the quad before they try to break that? One shot, 10-10 wins, 93.3 FM.
At the Trump trial, prosecutors pressed the judge today to sanction Donald Trump for saying bad things about witnesses, which was supposed to be off limits, part of the gag order. Julius Papa, meantime, in the courtroom today as testimony finally began.
David Pecker told the jury he was afraid of Donald Trump, personally tasted Trump's power announced by the presidential candidacy, and met Trump and Michael Cohen to plant a series of stories in the National Enquirer to help Trump in the White House. Cohen was the point man with instruction on what candidates to target the stories.
Exit right to I-278 West, Brooklyn Queens Expressway, Staten Island. Turn right, then turn right.
Prosecutors are stressing a conspiracy scheme. The defense argument is not valid conspiracy.
Turn right on Bayard Street. Then turn left to I-278 West, Brooklyn Queens Expressway, Staten Island. Turn left to I-278 West, Brooklyn Queens Expressway, Staten Island. Rerouting. You save 4 minutes via First Avenue, Manhattan, and avoid traffic building up on your route. Turn left to I-278 West, Brooklyn Queens Expressway, Staten Island.
McGuinness Boulevard. McGuinness Boulevard.
Turn right on Newton Street. Then turn right on Humboldt Street. Speed trap reported ahead. Make a U-turn. Then exit right to I-278 West, Queens Expressway, Staten Island. Use the right lane to turn right on Nassau Avenue.
realistically think any of these people can have a legitimate conversation about any of these issues, any of the nuances in some of this, and even some of the non-nuances? I mean, these are people who consider Hamas fighters or terrorists to be quote-unquote freedom fighters. I don't even know if idiot is a proper use. I can't say the real word that I'd like to say on the radio, but we all know that these people are just absolute morons.
And before we let you go, Jason, quick decision.
Any comments?
Yeah, any comments from you guys? Go ahead.
I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. I mean, I watched this happening during the BLM movement, so I actually went to some of these to watch what was going on, and 90% of these kids are sheep. And there was people that were, driving the bicycles and trucks with the clipboards and the water and the food,
and they were leading the crowd to different locations, starting the chants. It's being led by someone.
Yeah, and someone with a lot of money. And also, Judge Weinberg, you have a question for Jason.
Jason, there's a case going before the Supreme Court now, which has to do with the so-called right of localities to regulate the homeless and to stop them from sleeping in the streets in San Francisco cities. What's your thoughts and experience from out west?
Yeah, so the case that this all generated from was Grants Pass, Oregon, a city that most people probably have never even heard of, and they had a simple ordinance that they wanted to enforce, which says we're going to clear encampments because they're unsafe, they're unhealthy for the people who live in them and for the communities around it. They're hotbeds of crime, there's lots of drug abuse going on. And so because of an older Ninth Circuit Court of Appeal decision, they just basically reaffirmed it, saying that it's against the Eighth Amendment, cruel and unusual punishment, to basically criminalize homelessness when there is nowhere for them to go. So this gets in front of the Supreme Court. It seems really clear that the conservatives are going to side with the city of Grants Pass, and all this means is that individual cities will get to determine what their policy is going to be, and if they're going to have a ban on encampments, then they get to do that, because you can't be subjected to availability of shelter space when there is a clear crisis. What's going to end up happening is good news for places like Grants Pass, who've got leaders who actually care and want to clean up the homelessness crisis, and then you're going to have cities like Seattle that, frankly, it's going to take a lot of political will for leaders here to say, okay, now we're going to sweep. Because up to this point, they've been able to say, yeah, I can't sweep. Our hands are tied because of the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. So they no longer have that. So they're either going to have to come up with a better excuse as to why they're allowing this to continue, or they'll sweep. And I think they're going to come up with a better excuse until they feel empowered to be able to do these encampments. That's going to be really up to the voters and the demand.
All right, well, Jason, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Keep us posted. And boy, what a mess, Jason, that we have on our hands. Thank you
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Rita, I understand you have some hot news?
It's the top news of the day, sponsored by Goya. Here's Rita Cosby.
Well, as you heard here at the top of Katz and Cosby, now the NYPD is investigating claims that outside groups are bankrolling anti-Israel protests at universities right here in the Big Apple. The NYPD Deputy Commissioner of Operations notes that the student encampments at Columbia and NYU and elsewhere are all using the same color and style of tents. He suspects professional agitators are behind the protests. And today, former President Trump is questioning again the validity of the Alvin Bragg trial, the criminal trial, after the second day of testimony wrapped up just a little bit ago. Trump said that the trial is being conducted at the behest of President Biden to keep him off the campaign trail, and it is all about election interference. And we're going to have Andy McCarthy coming up talking about that. Also, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is calling on Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to resign. In an interview with an Irish news outlet, Pelosi said Netanyahu is an obstacle to a two-state solution between Israel and Gaza. What a mess, John, but those are our Goya top headlines of the day.
Well, thank you, Rita. And I love those Goya beans, and I eat them almost 3 times a week.
That's why you have so much energy. You're on the radio at 1 a.m., right?
And
1 a.m., right?
I was on between 1 o'clock in the morning and 2 o'clock in the morning with Frank Morano.
No, what? Those beans are great energy. Great energy. We love it.
But don't stand behind me yet. Well, we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with Andrew McCarthy to find out what the heck happened in court today with President Trump. And then after that, some more discussions with Dr. Carson. So stay tuned. Don't hang up that radio. And let's take that break.
Hey, folks. Ready to wow your dinner? Say hello to Goya Yellow Rice. Your dinner's new secret hero, ready in minutes and bursting with an authentic blend of onion, garlic, and other flavorful Latin spices. Spanish-style Goya Yellow Rice is the perfect match for your meat, fish, or chicken. Or try it as the star ingredient to prepare a tasty shrimp paella. Find it in the Goya section of your local grocery store. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
Listen to Rudy Giuliani every weekday at 3:55 p.m. for the Tunnel to Towers here on topics affecting our community, our nation, and you.
The mayor of New York City, Rudy Giuliani.
The Tunnel to Towers.
Discourse Foundation, Mayor's Final Thoughts, weekdays at 3:55 p.m. on 77 WABC. WABC, Traffic and Transit.
In transit updates, Metro North and Long Island Railroad trains running on schedule. Same for NJ Transit, no reported delays in the subway tunnels. Reports of delays on the 4, 5, and D lines. For drivers coming into the city, traffic is moving along on the bridges and tunnels. Heavy outbound delays on the GW Bridge. Holland Tunnel outbound 15 to 20 minutes. Lincoln Tunnel,
Lambo Bridge is coming. Lambo Bridge is coming.
77 WABC traffic sponsored by Avenue A Products. Visit metfoods.com. For WABC Traffic and Transit, I'm Liz Radabali.
Met Foods and Met Fresh, your supermarket destinations for Avenue A products. Don't sacrifice quality over savings. Try the full line of Avenue A. Visit metfoods.com for locations or shop online. Coming up tonight at midnight on the Dominic Carter Show.
Former Governor Mike Huckabee said it best: if a parent has a child at Columbia University, they should demand a refund. That's coming up at midnight tonight with me, Dominic Carter, 77 WABC.
You're commuting home with Katz and Cosby. Now here's John Catsimatidis and Rita Cosby on 77 WABC.
And we are back here on Katz and Cosby. Another big day in court and also a hearing on the gag order. And joining us now is former U.S. Assistant Attorney in the Southern District of New York, and one of the great legal minds out there, Andy McCarthy. And Andy, by the way, in studio we have Tony Carbonetti. We also have Dr. Ben Carson with us, and of course Judge Richard Weinberg, and also we can't forget Dr. Peter Mihalos and Elena Slazewski. See, I'm pretty good there. I'm Polish, so
I couldn't do that.
See, and I even because I'm half Polish. I'm half Polish. SWIERCZEWSKI.
Can I buy a vowel?
Am I pretty close? Pretty close. All right, you can buy a vowel. You can buy anything. We love you, Tony. Andy, what did you think of today? I mean, first of all, what do you think is going to happen with this gag order? I mean, how can you have a one-sided gag order? This seems so un-American.
Well, but everything about the case is un-American, Rita, so I'm not sure the gag order makes the top 10, and I think it's outrageous. I think the theme here, and it carries forward, it carries through not only in this case, but also the gag order that Judge Chutkan imposed in the Washington case. These courts are so arrogant that they don't think that the administration of justice, which, look, as a former prosecutor, I think the administration of justice in criminal proceedings is very important. But every right and every duty in this system has to coexist with other rights and other duties and other interests. And the administration of justice, as important as it is not as important as the constitutional interest of the public basically electing people on the basis of robust debate in a presidential election, not according to law. And Trump has a constitutional right to run for election. And in this circumstances, with those things colliding, I think the administration of justice needs to make some accommodations. If the court was actually disinterested in the administration of justice, the easiest thing to do would have been to put this trial off until after the election. And then the judge would be completely within his rights to say, okay, the election's over now, our intense interest in robust presidential campaign debate is over now. Now the important thing is the administration of justice in this trial, and I'm going to do what courts often do in trials, which is make restrictions on what parties to the litigation can say. But they're not doing that. You have a situation where Alvin Bragg waited 5 years to time a prosecution so it would go to trial in the months leading up to the presidential election. And Judge Merchan is helping him to interfere with Trump's right to campaign and with the public's interest in having a debate in connection with a presidential election.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me bring in Judge Weinberg.
Andy, good to talk to you again. You had a great column. It's fantastic. You said the Democrats' anti-Trump lawfare pays compounding interest. And you're talking about the rulings by Judge Merchan allowing cross-examination of Trump about findings of dishonesty by Justice Engoron and also the Jean Carroll defamation cases. In essence, what you conclude was this is a very hard choice for Donald Trump. He has a right to testify on his own behalf, but this is going to have an enormous chilling impact on him. What do you say, Andy?
Yeah, I think, Judge, the reason I said compounding interest is when the E. Jean Carroll case was ongoing and when the civil fraud case was ongoing, we were kind of taking those as they came up, right, and assessing how damaging they were to Trump in their own right. And I think maybe one of the things we didn't appreciate at the time was that this lawfare campaign feeds on itself. So in the E. Jean Carroll case, you get a defamation finding where the jury says that he engaged in dishonest conduct in denying her allegations, right? And then in the civil fraud case, they say that Trump for years engaged in a persistent pattern of fraud. Those things are bad enough in and of themselves, but now we get to the criminal trials, and what the judge is saying is, even though those results have not been appealed yet, and they may not even hold up on appeal, for the moment they're the law of the case, right? Until they get until the Court of Appeals says one way or the other whether they'll be upheld. So as long as that's the case, what the judge here is saying is that the state, in cross-examining Trump, if he takes the stand, can bring out that one judge said that he was a persistent fraud, and another jury said that he engaged in dishonest
circumstances. That's the problem.
What's wrong with education? How can we fix it in America? So don't hang up.
Now, Humane Bureau sounds off.
Alvin Bragg, the DA in Manhattan, says that his office is responsible for a reduction in crime.
More after this.
Sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, so why keep spending more than you have to?
to learn a new language? Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. So when someone asks, how's your French going? You can say,
Babbel facilite grandement le apprentissage.
Now try Babbel free. Radio.
Sounds off.
Donald Trump is being prosecuted by Alvin Bragg and is forced to sit in a courtroom in Lower Manhattan. Trump decided that after court one day, he would visit the site of that fatal bodega stabbing. And Donald Trump put Alvin Bragg in his place. If you recall, Alvin Bragg arrested the bodega owner who defended himself. Well, Donald Trump, he was able to turn the table on Alvin Bragg and reminded everyone of what an inept prosecutor Alvin Bragg is.
Keep listening for
Keep walking.
Get more in a new Mazda from Ramsey Mazda. More selection, over 750 new vehicles available, and more savings on their entire Mazda lineup.
Times Square
Lease
next.
2024 Mazda CX-5 2.5S Select all-wheel drive, just $239 a month. The new 2024 Mazda CX-30 2.5S all-wheel drive, leased for just $199 a month. The new 2024 Mazda CX-30 2.5S all-wheel drive, leased for just $199 a month. Or lease the all-new 2024 Mazda CX-90 PHEV preferred for just $299 a month. Ramsey Mazda is the proud recipient of the 2023 President's Club Award.
Yep. 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 You. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás?
They need to know about the boat with George Washington. They need to know so many things that are not taught anymore. So when they don't know these, it becomes very easy for someone come along and feed them a bunch of garbage.
Would our kids today go to Normandy back there if there was a problem similar to that?
No, I don't think so. I don't think they'd be volunteering.
Yeah, that is a problem.
So does that mean, Rome went for 800 years. Are we going to make to the year 2076 the 300th year of our country?
At the rate we're going, we're not going to make it. And that's why we do what we do at American Cornerstone. We have two choices. We can give up or we can fight like that. And I've chosen the second one because there's so much here. And if our country goes down, what happens to the rest of the world? Think about it.
The rest of the world is depending on us, Doctor.
That's exactly right. And, so far, President Biden has let them down. Right now, the Iranians are the bosses. They control the Hamas, they control the Houthis, and they've closed down the Suez Canal, they've closed down the Red Sea. The Houthis are on the borders of Iran. The price of oil went up $10 since then, $11, $12. And Russia.
And Russia.
Yeah.
And you know who increased the amount that Iran can sell from 400,000 barrels to 4 million barrels a day?
Joe Biden.
Iran, yes, and Iran is making zillions of dollars, and they are funding the Hamas, the Houthis, and the Hezbollah.
And the problem is we're not sanctioning. I mean, that's the
Nobody's
problem.
doing anything about it.
That's exactly the problem. The leader of this country, where's the moral clarity?
We're on the edge of World War III. There's 10, 11, 12 countries involved. I once asked Senator, one of the senators, I think, who was it? Rick Scott, and also Secretary Pompeo. You know what I asked them? How many countries have to be involved before you call it a world war?
Well, good question. What's the answer?
Well, we're above it right now.
Sadly, yeah.
The sad thing, it was Vladimir Lenin who is credited with coining the term useful idiot. And we seem to have quite a few of them right now. Because what a useful idiot is someone who carries out a program that's leading to their own destruction. And that's exactly what's going on in our country right now. These young people who are rioting all over the place and protesting, they have no idea what they're asking. And if they were to get it, they would be very mournful and repentant about what they're doing.
Well, what's going on in Columbia, in NYU, there's a lot of gays saying they're pro-Hamas. They don't realize
that Hamas would throw them off the building.
Would throw them off the building.
5 seconds.
Stone them. Right. Stone them, kill them, throw them off the building, and so would Vladimir Putin. And so where is the knowledge? Nobody understands. What was the comparison last week when we talked about it's similar to...
Talk about Professor Dershowitz?
No. I mean, similar to chickens and dogs.
That was Professor Dershowitz. Yeah, that was Professor Dershowitz. I mean, you can't make it up. But you know what I also am concerned about, guys? Is, there are useful idiots. But there's also a lot of the people that are arrested. They're the professors. I mean, there are some people on the top that are in leadership positions that are not taking responsibility and guiding our young people, Professor Dr. Carson.
Well, you know where some of the most prolific useful idiots are in the media. Because...
Other than us. Okay, good.
But recognize, what is the first thing that Marxist regime control the media? So they don't know that their advocacy for Marxism and abolition of capitalism is digging their own grave. You would think they would be stronger.
What was the political makeup of NPR they announced last week?
Yeah, it was an 87%.
Huge amount.
Now, I've advocated that it should not be funded by the public. It should be funded by George Soros. It should be funded by private individuals, not the public.
Well, I'm hopeful that some young journalism take it upon themselves to have enough courage to take corrective action.
Yeah, I hope so, because I sit and I also,
I
worry about people watching one thing. You know, because you watch
fair trial.
MSNBC, you see a whole different thing.
Can Donald Trump get a fair trial in New York City?
Not on
I
MSNBC.
want Judge Weinberg, can he get a fair trial in New York City?
So far, the record is dismally against it.
And Tony Carbonetti?
Not a chance.
Dr. Mihalos?
It doesn't seem that way, and the person I feel sorry for is poor Baron Trump, who can't have his dad at his graduation. That's very, extremely upsetting.
Yeah.
So we need to stop as a society passing around poison, because sometimes
FBI,
it
move
spills
on.
on us,
FBI.
and we need to start getting along
FBI,
and start treating each other with respect. And to save America, we need, as Dr. Carson said, education. So without education, not only regular education, every year it should be required reading Bill of Rights, Declaration of Independence, and Constitution annually. There should be 2 days mandated so that kids can understand the roots of this country and what our forefathers went through to create this great nation.
Amen.
Bravo, bravo.
And this is, I mean, when the current president goes after his predecessor in current opposition, it's a third world country.
Well, you know, it has become a banana republic. The problem is nobody does anything about all of these transgressions, so they just get progressively worse. You know, you should go back to the summer of 2020 when we really did nothing about all the destruction that we carried out. You look at all these DAs who are not doing anything about people going into stores and taking up to $900 worth of things. People are out the very next day who even commit some violent crimes.
It's crime. It's criminal.
It's out and about.
The rule of law has been lost. And that goes right up to the highest levels of government.
And I said this morning on one of the shows, I said, the Bar Association, where are they? They're supposed to be the head lawyers, the lawyers with a little bit of common sense.
They're going after, you know what they're doing, John?
Where are they?
They're going after
speaking out?
Trump. They're going after Trump's attorneys. I mean, you can't make it up.
I mean, they're not speaking out. Now, before we have 2 minutes left, I want you to tell all our audience, we've got almost 1 million people listening. Tell us about your program. And I know Robert Yanaway is one of your board members. Tell us about it.
It's called the American Cornerstone Institute. It's based upon the cornerstone principles that made us a great country. We did not become a great country by coincidence. It was because of pillar number 1, our faith, which teaches us how to treat each other, love your neighbor, not cancel your neighbor.
Now, if somebody wants to make a contribution, how do they do it? Do you have a website?
AmericanCornerstone.org.
AmericanCornerstone.org. And I've been supporting, and I will continue to support it.
After Haley, our links is WRT 310N.
We have to be as aggressive as the other side is if we're going to save Earth.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Tushar. I'm calling from Dell Technology.
Yeah, I'll be home 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be just scheduling a call back at 7 p.m. EST.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you. The look calling every day.
1 million.
No more Leave It to Beaver. You don't even see Leave It to Beaver on television anymore. You don't see Father Knows Best on. You don't see Ozzie and Harriet on television.
I wish you did. I loved Ozzie and Harriet.
Well,
I mean, traditional family.
About 50 years ago, they started making the man in the family into a buffoon. So the woman had to be the superhero who held family together.
Well, I agree with that part.
But men have felt disenfranchised in terms of solid family figures.
Give us that website again.
AmericanCornerstone.org. And there's a lot of stuff on there, and it's free of charge. That's the key, because we have wonderful supporters like yourself that have understood that we have got to make this stuff available to all Americans we've got to inform people, because that is our best tool against the propaganda that they're using to destroy our country.
I just want to say what an incredible human being you are. Bravo for what you're doing for this country. You're such a great patriot and such a great role model for so many Americans. Thank you.
And I want to thank everybody in the studio today. I want to thank Tony Carbonetti, former Chief of Staff to Rudy Giuliani, Judge Weinberg, former General Counsel to Speaker Vallone, Dr. Peter Mihalos, and
Magdalena Jankuye.
Okay. And Dr. Ben Carson, may God bless you, because you're doing God's work.
Thank you. Thank you.
And John, what do we all stand for?
We all stand for truth, justice, and the American way. God save America. Thank you, sir.
WABC New York and 107.1 WLIR-FM, Hampton Bays.
77 WABC chime time is 6:03, 53 and sunny this Tuesday, April 23rd. Good evening. I'm Liz Redabali. Former President Donald Trump is again questioning the legitimacy of his trial after the second day of testimony wrapped up. Trump said the trial is being conducted at the orders of President Biden to keep him off the campaign trail. He's accused of covering up hush money payments to adult film star actress Stormy Daniels, aimed at keeping her quiet about an extramarital affair. Today, ahead of court proceedings, Trump took the time to blast the trial as a political hoax.
The case is a sham and shouldn't even be tried. It shouldn't have been submitted.
Trump also says the gag order he's currently under is unconstitutional.
I don't think anybody's ever said anything like this. I'd love to talk to you people. I'd love to say everything that's on my mind, but I'm restricted because I have a gag order.
Trial proceedings are expected to resume on Thursday. Legal experts expect the case to last around 6 weeks. Day 7 of protests on campus after Columbia University first started demonstrating last week. Students set up tents in what they call the Gaza Solidarity Encampment, the school's south lawn. Protests have now spread to NYU, the New School, MIT, and others. Mayor Eric Adams was on his way home from a Miami trip when he was confronted on the plane by another passenger.
You know there are people being arrested there. People are homeless in New York. People can't afford food. You keep cutting the education budget so you can fund the police. That's all you care about, funding the police. Everything is underfunded given to you.
Now your forecast from the Ramsey Mazda Weather Center tonight. Partly cloudy and a low of 51. 53 and sunny outside our Midtown studios. I'm Liz Radabali. Remember, the news never stops at WABCRadio.com.
Hey, it's Joe Piscoville. When you're looking for concrete materials for your next construction project, call Diamondback Ready Mix. Diamondback Ready Mix is fully licensed in New York and New Jersey. Call now, 718-650-5649. 718-650-5649. Artefazio Company.
New York Board of Rabbis. And this is Reverend A.R. Menard from the Christian Cultural Center. Listen to The Rev and the Rabbi
every Sunday morning at 7
on 77 WABC.
You can hear 77 WABC around the world, 50 states, 173 countries, on Alexa, on iPhone, on Android, on the 77 WABC app, and on your computer. WABCRadio.com. Around the world, listen to 77 WABC.
Now broadcasting from the underground command post, deep in the bowels of a hidden bunker, somewhere under the vacant steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
Sullivan here. Our number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. Basically, two big topics this evening. The president, what's going on in Manhattan, and then what's going on in our streets more broadly in America. Excuse me. And I want to start with the latter. What you are seeing taking place in our universities, our colleges, even our media, and in our streets, is not something that is something that's been heavily funded. It's something that's being heavily organized by terrorist regimes around the world, by Hamas, and by dark money groups fronting, listen to this, for billionaire Democrats. I'm still amazed that people keep saying this is funded, it's very well organized, the tents all up. Okay, fine. I explained this on Saturday night's program on Fox. And so we're going to take some time to go over this so you know. Actually, more listeners to this program on the radio than any show on Fox or cable, period. Who's funding these violent people at our universities? And they're not all students. Let's get started. At 20 go. I was in Israel last week, as you well know, and watched some of the activities that took place there as a result of the Biden administration policies of appeasement with Iran and intentionally funding Iran.
חבר'ה, דאבל חזק. חבר'ה, מי מפתיע אותי במשהו גדול? לפתוח אסדה. לכוון ארז ומצות זה להיט.
What is the price? What's the deal that you got?
Folks, everybody, please. Deluxe!
If you guys are getting...
Minutes, and I will be going on a break. Georgie, thank you for...
Please select the Type C, so keep that in mind. Again, the Type C is that bulkier tip right here, guys. That's Type C. This is Lightning. So just if you guys are viewing this product and you are even considering this product
tonight, tap that screen, baby, hit the...
Yeah, I really don't know. When's the last time I cried? Yes. Every day. 10 seconds ago. Hello, Alexa. Morgan Wallen's not listening. Alexa. Play... Wallen's not listening. Alexa. Play Luke Combs. Thank you. Hello, Fabi. How are you? Hi, Kate. Hi, Omar. Hello, everybody. Thank you. Whoever said I'm beautiful.
Alexa.
Aiden, thank you. Hello, Vero. How's everybody doing today? How y'all doing? I'm just making myself some maruchan. Not interested, though. No, thank you, though. Thank you. Better. Sorry, guys. Don't mean to get off the frame, but I had to. You can make chopsticks. They're stitched. I love Stitch. Boogalicious. Hey. I also have those cucumbers that I've been eating. So again, it's like I'm hungry, but I'm not hungry, but I'm like hungry. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Put some water in this hoe. Alexa, next song. I'm going to see the Luke Combs in June. And then in May, I'm going to Boots in the Park. And my father just got home. And let me warm this up. You know you're not supposed to make them in the microwave. It has a microwave option though, and they did change the like packaging where it's no longer the styrofoam. It's now in like this like paper material-ish.
Truck stuck in
Minecraft. Exactly. Thank you for the perfume, right? Love you. Hold on, I missed some comments. Sorry guys, I missed some comments. I'm missing comments. Hi Nene, love you. Happy belated birthday, gorgeous girl. Let me know when you're celebrating. If you go on Wednesday, let me know. To Mav or anything. Hello, Rock Dog. Been a while. It has been a while. Oh my gosh, my comments are going fast. I forgot how to use TikTok. Okay. Sounds good. Yes, it's actually happening. They already passed the ban. They went through the Senate and everything. It's so dumb. So dumb. Life is going great. Life is going amazing. Life is laughing. Live, laugh, love. Life, live, live. Live it up. When is this supposed to take place? They said September 9th of this year. They said September 9th it's getting banned officially, so. Thank you, Kara. Is it? It's had to go to Biden here. Is it passive? That's so dumb, bro. Only thing I like about Biden is that he what was I saying? The only thing I actually like about him is that he actually is pro-abortion, like pro-choice, not pro-abortion, pro-choice. Because like the way I see it, because I'm Christian, obviously I believe in not taking a life, but I also know that like some instances are very unfortunate when it comes to that, and all too is people doing it unsafely, you know? So it's like, either have it so that people are safe with it. Alexa, turn off. So that people do it in a safe way and don't risk their lives. Or they're just gonna do it illegally and find a way to do it without, you know, people finding out and stuff. And again, they're just gonna risk their lives and it's just gonna cause a lot of problems, you know? That's the way I see it. That is the way I see it. Hello? What did I step on? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Please stay clear of the closing door. Or peace and love, peace and love. Another day, another blessing. One time to